Ready to go. Hi, everybody. I'm Kristin, and we already kind of were doing some introductions before we got started, but I wanted to kind of do a more formal introduction as we get our little cooking time together. Those of you that are watching in replay, be sure to, again, the girls that are live, if you guys have questions as we go along or need some clarification or see something a little bit closer, just holler it out. Don't be shy. I get kind of zoned into what I'm doing, so you guys just kind of, blurt out those questions or whatever. But for those of you that are watching in replay, if you have questions, just go ahead and drop them in the comments from where I have this posted, or you can reach out via text to me as well. So happy to answer any questions that you have. But first off, I just want to say thank you guys, Omicron Zeta, for having a fundraiser. This is always near and dear to my heart. I just love helping organizations raise money. And I am also a part of your organization. I'm with Zaita in Colorado. Nice. That's how Susan and I met. So anyway, so you guys are getting like an extra big donation. So normally Pampered Chef is doubling its donation. So that would be a 30% donation. But I'm doing 50% just because I love you all. So anyway, so 50% of the sales is going to be donated to your organization. And I know you guys will put it to good work. So I do appreciate that, that you guys having the fundraiser. And I really enjoy having you guys do this live demo because this is really my heart. I've been a consultant for 24 years. And so I've been a consultant before we had Zoom and before we had virtual parties. Like we went into people's homes and we did demos. And have you guys been to Pampered Chef parties in the past? Maybe in somebody's home?
Yeah, that's when I was.
Yeah, that's how I was raised in the business. And so I love to do the demos. And I think it's really important, just as we were saying before we went on the recording, to actually like see it in use by a real person and, have it in my hands that you can see how big it is or how heavy it is or, whatever. I think there's a lot of value. So I'm really glad that we could have this time together. What I'm making tonight is one of my favorite summer recipes. It's a strawberry spinach salad. I'm going to do some roasted chicken. I kind of put that in quotes because you're going to see how I make that. And this is just one of my favorite things that I make for summertime. And it gives me a chance to show off a couple of tools. So as I said, if you guys have questions, don't hesitate to ask. And hopefully I'll get the camera in view that you can see everything we're doing. But again, if I need to hold it closer or whatever, certainly let me know. So with that said, we're going to go ahead and get started. And so the first trick I'm going to show you is my roasted chicken. I'm actually going to cook the chicken in the microwave. So what are your thoughts on microwave chicken? Does that kind of turn you off?
I don't ever do it in the microwave unless I'm going to put it in something, like if I'm mixing it in a dish.
Okay, so this will be good enough. Like you could just eat the chicken breast or whatever on the side is good. Okay. And so the magic for this is cooking it in stoneware. So are you guys familiar with stoneware?
I'm not.
See, no, okay, so good. I always like to share something new. So stoneware, we have a whole collection of it. It's pieces of clay. So I don't know if you can quite see that well enough from here. So stone or clay. And what most people think of when they think of stoneware is like a pizza stone, because that's kind of like the core of our collection where Pampered Chef started was with pizza stones. The reason I like to cook with stoneware is that it cooks evenly. A lot of pizza places have a brick-lined oven, and that's what makes their pizzas so good. And that's because the bricks or the clay or the stone, all the kind of terms interchangeable, keeps that oven temperature much more consistent. Ovens go up and down, they hit a point, they shut off, then they, come back. And so the oven is forever fluctuating, but that clay in there really keeps it at a very constant temperature. It cooks very, very evenly. This is kind of enclosed because it has a lid on it with this baker. So it's like having a little clay oven inside of your oven or your microwave. Welcome. I'm glad you could join us. So
I think my daughter, Michelle, it said her iPhone has joined it too, but I don't see it.
Oh, I don't see anybody else. I just saw
Denise is here. Yeah.
So anyway, so you have like a little clay oven, but also too, if you have like on the pizza stone, like that's like basically a baking sheet, and it just really crisps up whatever you're cooking. Like if you're doing French fries or roasted vegetables or whatever, I love to make cookies on it because you never burn them. So there's just a lot of advantages to cooking with stoneware. And most people think of stoneware cooking in your oven because that's actually the primary way to use it, but you can use it in the microwave. All of our stoneware pieces go in the microwave. Yeah.
Michelle says she's waiting for me to let her in. Do you have to let her in?
No, I shouldn't have to, but let me see if I can find that waiting room. Bear with me.
Okay.
I usually have it set that if they use the link, they can come right in, but there may be a waiting room. Let
I
me
bet
find
she's probably at the cheer gym.
it.
Can you see him?
I'm not finding the waiting room. No, let's see.
Well, let me make sure she used the right link.
I put enabled the waiting room and I don't really want to enable the waiting room. I really would just like people to just come on in.
Yeah, I don't know what's up. I just sent her, did you use the link in the email? Because maybe because we do lots of Zooming, so.
Yeah, it should just let her right in, just like you guys all came right in. So
Okay, I'll
um,
let her have the link again. I'll send it back to her.
okay, thank you. Okay, so where was I? So anyway, so we're gonna use this in the microwave. And chicken. I know when I first learned about cooking chicken in the microwave, I'm like, because we've all had such a bad experience with it. But when you cook in your baker, it kind of self marinates, it's self based, it's juicy and delicious, and it's a super fast way to cook. So what I'm cooking in tonight, so you can see the size, this is our mini deep covered baker. So I think this is an ideal size for like side dishes. And if you're cooking for 1 or 2 people, because I'm an empty nester, so I'm always looking for the small ways to cook. But we do have a full size deep covered baker, so twice this size, which would be kind of more of your full size casserole dish. Or again, if you're cooking more for a family, you're going to get kind of more of a family size portion. So that's a little bit about stoneware. And how I'm going to make this like roast chicken is we're going to season it with a Pampered Chef seasoning. This is our rotisserie seasoning. So I'm going to sprinkle this on that chicken breast. It's going to go into the microwave for 10 minutes and it's going to come out tasting like those rotisserie chickens that have been at the grocery store like all day long, rotating through that oven and just, really getting those good flavors. You're going to get that in 10 minutes in your own microwave. So let me show you though another trick before we get started. And that is, have you guys noticed how big and fat chicken breasts are these days? I mean, in Colorado,
Yeah.
it's like a pound a piece. I don't know what they're like in Ohio, but that's how they are here. And it's ridiculous. Like I remember when my mom taught me how to cook, like, when you're portioning for a meal, she like figure 1 chicken breast per person. I'm like, she was not talking about chicken breasts this big because that is just ridiculous. So I like to use this guy. This is called a close and cut. And I don't know if you can see how
I see that in
springy.
your book.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
that panel is springy and so is the bottom one. So whatever you put in here, when you squeeze it, you're going to take your knife and you're going to go right through the middle of it. And it's going to take this big fat chicken breast that is like almost a pound and make it into a better portion. But also too, think about how much better that's going to cook and faster because it's not so fat. It's going to cook a whole lot, more evenly when the whole thing is even not the big fat end and then the little skinny end. And it's just going to cook a whole lot faster. So anytime I'm cooking with chicken breasts, I like to use this guy. And this is how you do it. Let me get this in the camera for you. So I just put in whatever I'm going to slice. And again, you could even do like, if you have a pork chop, maybe you want to cut that down, or maybe you want to do stuffed pork chops. Put that in here. If you're going to stuff it, maybe just go halfway with it. And then that way you can stuff it. So you just put that in here and then you press down on it because you want to kind of center whatever you're cooking. I set my knife here. And by the way, it comes with this chef's knife. So you're going to have a nice knife that's the right size for using this tool, but also you're going to use this for like everything in your kitchen because it is just super fantastic. So just set your knife here and then you just kind of saw through it. It has a little stopper here at the end, so you don't have to worry about like going through and, cutting yourself or cutting somebody that is nearby. I didn't quite go to the end. And then look what you get. That is like such a much better portion of chicken. That is like much thinner. And we've got 2 of those. Now, so this is going to cook. You actually, for this baker, you almost don't have to cut it in half. It just cooks so well in there. But again, I just find that if you, cut that up a little bit, it just cooks so much better. And I just had to show you one of my favorite tools. So there are our 2 chicken breasts. I'm going to go ahead and just sprinkle with some, let me get rid of all the raw chicken stuff so that I'm not cross-contaminating. And then I'm just going to sprinkle with this. Now, Pampered Chef's pantry line, if you guys haven't taken note of it, we have flavors for everything. We have, oh, there's Michelle. She's now joining us.
There's Michelle.
We have like countries, there's Italian seasoning, there's Southwest seasoning, things like that. There's, herby seasonings, there's garlic, there's onion, there's garlic and herb. And then there's like some kind of more exotic ones like honey sriracha and black truffle garlic and things like that. But they are all so flavorful. You can toss them with your vegetables. You can sprinkle them on meat. You can make dips with them. There's like just so many different things you can do. And then of course with chicken, I just feel like salt and pepper is a necessity. So we're going to add a little bit of salt and pepper to this as well. And when I'm using the rubs, I'm not much of a measurer, but I kind of say like no naked chicken. Like you can see, I pretty much covered that, but you can put as much or little as you want, especially with the things that are kind of spicy. If you like it spicy, obviously go a little heavy handed. If you don't like it as spicy, or you have some, maybe you can do like some chicken breasts heavy handed for mom and dad, and you can do some lightly ones for the kids if they don't like it quite as spicy. Okay. And I'm going to take this and I'm going to pop this because I cut those so nice and thin. This is going to take about 8 minutes in the microwave and then it is ready to go. So let me get this going for us. And then when that's done, so again, we could just take the chicken breast as a side, but I'm going to chop it up and put it in our salad. And I'll show you this when we get to the end, but this is our salad chopper. Should be called the chicken chopper because I use it for chicken way more than I do salad, but we're going to use that to chop up the chicken and then add that to the salad. So I think Susan had mentioned, like that she doesn't mind cooking chicken in the microwave if she's adding it to something, but really this chicken's going to come out good enough. You could just have a chicken breast on your plate. It's going to be so juicy and delicious. So anyway, so questions on any of that before I move on to the next tools? Okay. So salad. Oh, this is easy. It's spinach, but you could do like if you wanted to do romaine or you wanted to do spring mix or whatever, you make it however you like it. And I'm actually going to use it's called the On the Go bowl. And it's basically like a Yeti serving bowl. So I put my lettuce in here and I put this in the refrigerator to kind of chill it. And it actually will keep the salad cold for a couple of hours. So if you're going to have it, out at a picnic or, it's kind of, people are going to be coming and going and not like everybody sitting down at once. It's really nice that you have something that keeps it chilled. But really how I like to use this bowl more than chilling it is for hot food. It really shines when you're putting hot food in here and it will keep hot food hot for about 2 hours. So again, if you're, I like to do like pulled pork and take that to a picnic. So I'll make the pulled pork, throw that in here, put the lid on, and it stays hot for about 2 hours. So what's really magic about this is this On the Go bowl is the lid because it has this little vent on it. But when you lock that vent, this lid is very much sealed. So on the go, think about when you take food like to, I don't know if you guys do like potlucks or anything. And invariably I put that food in my car and I end up slamming on my brakes for something on my way and that bowl goes tumbling. It's not going to spill. So I totally love this because of that. And this actually comes in 2 sizes. This is the smaller one. This is a 2.5 quart, but we also have this big jumbo bowl, just so you can this is a 5 quart bowl. So you can kind of see the 2 sizes. And then we also have, if you don't do a lot of transporting of food, and you don't need that lid that locks on there, we also have a set of insulated bowls they're just white and the lid just sets on top. And those are good like in your house. So they're going to do the same thing, keep cold food cold or hot food hot for a couple of hours. But it doesn't have the locking lid. So that would be more like entertaining at home. This would be more for the person that's on the go. So does that kind of make a clarification as to the differences?
Are those plastic or how are they made?
They're metal. Yeah.
Okay.
I don't know if you can
hear.
Oh,
I see. I found them. I was just looking at them in the book.
So think about it. They're not made by Yeti, but it's like a Yeti, instead of your Yeti drinking glass, it's your Yeti bowl. So, and they just shine. Like, I'll tell you, one of my favorite things that I've done with these is, I made gravy and I put it in here. Like if, Saturday morning, if I'm doing biscuits and gravy or whatever, I'll make my gravy and I will put it in here. and it will not get a skin on it. It will not get clumpy and cold. Like it stays hot and just like perfect.
Nice.
Everything you want. So think about even like Thanksgiving, same thing, your gravy's done. It's a nice bowl to pass around the table because it's insulated. Nobody's burning their hands and it just stays a really, really nice consistency. So really anything you put in here is great, but gravy is kind of like when I put gravy in here and I saw what it did, I'm like, oh my gosh, those things are amazing. So anyway, so I've got our lettuce in here. The other thing that's, whoops, I forgot to open the lid. There you go. Open that vent so that you can get the lid off.
Get the
And
lid off. Okay.
this is a spoon rest. So think about when you're at a potluck, you got a place to hang your lid. You see how that hangs on there? And then you can set this on the counter and then you have a place to put your goopy spoons or whatever. So we think of everything.
Okay.
So got that. One tip before I wanted to move on though, is with spinach. I did not use my whole package of spinach. I don't know if you guys have seen this trick, but with these packages of, any of the greens, as soon as you open it, it seems like they deteriorate right away, right? So what I found is if you layer paper towel in here, you will be able to use this for like a week plus. It is amazing how much more life you will get out of your vegetables if you do this. So basically it absorbs all that moisture that makes the spinach or whatever your greens are really get slimy and yucky. So try this once you open it. I put a paper towel at the bottom. I put one kind of in the middle and then I put one across the top. They get kind of damp as it's pulling out that moisture, but it will keep your greens fresh for like a week plus. You'll be blown away by that tip if you haven't ever heard that before. So, okay. So now for the rest of our vegetables, we're going to use the Rapid Prep mandolin, which I know Susan has, right?
Yes, I have it.
What have you been using this for, or what are some of your favorites?
I've experimented a lot with it. I've tried to do carrots in it. And I'm trying to think, I've done onions, I've done potatoes.
Yeah.
I had to work for a while to get the back to get it set right for my potatoes.
Okay, so let me.
Because I wanted French fry. What I wanted was a French fry cut.
Okay, so maybe I'll give you some tips that you might not have figured out. It does come with use and care, but this is one, like you said, you have to play with it to kind of find like your right settings. So first off, this top dial has a couple of different settings, and I don't think I can get it close enough for you to see, especially with the light here, but it has one. This one is like, it looks like an egg, but it has a line through the middle. That's for slicing. And then this one is what I call fat julienne. The lines are further apart. And then this one is what I call skinny julienne because the lines are closer together. Okay. So think about the fat julienne as basically your French fry cut, and your skinny julienne would be like a matchstick style cut. Okay. And then slicing, we all know what slicing is. Then the bottom dial is how thick it is. So if you do a 1, it's shaved. So think about like slicing in 1 and you did potatoes, it would be like a homemade potato chip, like super thin, drop them on the hot oil and they'd fry up. All the way to 8, which is 1/4 of an inch. So that would be about that thick. And this will do hard things or soft things. So you could slice tomatoes, like if you wanted to do like hamburgers and you wanted to slice up your tomatoes with it.
I haven't tried that. I haven't tried tomatoes.
No, they have to be a little on the firmer side. If it's like a homegrown, like overripe, like super juicy, it may not slice as well. But like the Roma tomatoes, they're a little firmer. They do beautiful in here. So anyway, all the way up to hard things. So like sweet potatoes, you could slice sweet potatoes with
I've done sweet potatoes in it.
Yes. And a lot of mandolins and wedgers and French fry cutters and things like that don't handle sweet potatoes because they're way too hard, but this one will. So for slicing, it makes sense. You put it on slice and then you just adjust how thin or thick you want. And you'll see me do that tonight. Then on the French fry cut, that's about 1/4 of an inch wide. And then you can determine how thin or thick you want it. Okay. And the perfect French fry setting, I don't know if you can see, there's a little grid mark there by the 8. So if you go on the fat julienne and you put it on the fattest setting, that is your perfect French fry.
Say it again. Show me again. Which one? Okay, that. Gotcha.
So I have it on the fat julienne.
Fat julienne, and then
the fattest setting. So fat. Your French fries are the fattest setting. And so that's going to be 1/4 inch wide, about 1/4 inch wide and 1/4 inch thick. And I can do a carrot for you tonight so that you can see it. So carrots, or I could even do a potato. I got potatoes on hand. Anyway, and by the way, the chicken is done. That's how fast that was. Anyway, so with the French fry cutting, I like to I take a whole carrot and I run it through on the French fry setting. And I use, instead of buying baby carrots, I now have my French fry, I do my carrot dippers like that. So, and that way they're so much fresher.
But I want to see you do it
Yeah.
if you can. If
Yeah.
not, it's
Oh,
okay.
absolutely. Just let me
Because
slice up for the
carrots,
salad and
I'm
then
trying to think what else I use it for too, but
okay, so for this, we're gonna slice. We're gonna slice, and I want it kind of thin, so I'm gonna do a 2, and I'm gonna turn this so that you guys can see what I'm doing. I've taken my cucumber and I've cut it in half because once it
okay.
runs through, I want it to be a little bit more bite size. But of course, you can do whole. And then you can, kind of direct it in with your hands. But when you start to get close to the blade, you definitely want to use your food holder. And the way this works is you pump this handle just so it stops talking to me. As opposed to running your hand across the food, you're pumping the hand. So can you see how that's slicing?
Yeah, that's nice.
Look at that. And look at how they're all perfectly thin. They're all nice little bite size. I love it. Whoops. I just about threw that on the floor. And all of this goes in the dishwasher when it comes time to clean up. That's the other best part. So, okay, so we're going to slice this up really fast. And they tilted a little bit, so you can see how they kind of got a little wonky on size, but they're all nice and thin. They're going to be just perfectly bite-sized for our salad. So let me throw that in there. And then we're going to slice some onion. And I actually kind of want it more chopped.
Yeah,
so even though onions have the rings and that, you're going to kind of get some slices, I'm going to run it on the julienne. So I'm going to put it on that fat julienne. And I'm going to put it on about 4. And then I'm going to take my onion and I'm going to run it through and it's going to basically chop it up. So look at that. There's our chopped onions. So that was julienne because your onions have the rings. And then when you run it through the shredder, that's what you end up with. So we got that. Now, let me show you the French fries, just since we're thinking about it. I don't want to forget that. So let me grab a potato real quick. Okay, so I'm going to set it just as I had told you. I'm going to put it on the fat julienne and then the fattest setting, which is the 8. And then we're going to take our potato. So you can see.
Oh yeah, this is good. No, those look good.
And look at that. There's your, so you can see how that's the same size all the way around.
Yeah, that looks good.
And then I take these and I toss them with a little bit of oil and I pick a pampered chef seasoning that I like, throw it in your air fryer, put it on a baking sheet in your oven to roast them, whatever. But does that help with how the French fries work?
Yeah, I like that. I can't French fry. I'd use the air fryer with that.
Yeah.
That's good.
Yeah. So that's how that works. So it's beautiful, beautiful. Okay. And then this is a strawberry spinach salad. So we got the spinach, we got the cucumber, we got the onions. And then the other thing that Susan had mentioned was the cup slicer. This thing is like the best thing in the world. I absolutely love it. It has blades here on the bottom. And all you do is just push down on whatever you're slicing. Can you see how it's filling up the cup? Look at that. Now I do tell you the bottom, the last piece doesn't quite go through those blades. So you always want to take this cover that came with it, pop it in there. And then that way, that last bit goes all the way through the blade and everything right into what you're doing.
Oh, okay.
And with this cup slicer, now the mandolin, you could, again, if the mandolin's already dirty, I could have put strawberries in there and sliced them up. Probably what I would have done if I'm not doing a demo for you guys. But just wanted to show you the difference. So the mandolin will slice, like I said, everything from soft to hard. This will only do your softer foods. So this would be for fruits. I do strawberries, grapes, bananas, kiwi. If I have like a peach already kind of in wedges, I could go ahead and slice that up with it. For vegetables, I like to do cherry tomatoes. I do olives. I do the mozzarella balls with it. So those kind of softer things. You could go up to like a cucumber. Like I could have sliced the cucumber with this as well. But not carrots, not onions, not you know, even potatoes. I wouldn't go that hard with it, just so stick with your softer things. But it's really fun if you have kids or grandkids, like Susan was saying, because, you know, it has these little handles here on the side. And so just, you know, again, you can kind of teach them how to use it. They're going to keep their hands away from the blade. They can kind of make their own fruit salad or slice up whatever and put it in their smoothie or whatever, and, you know, kind of feel like they're cooking. So it's totally cool for them. So
I showed Sadie how to use it one day.
yeah.
Sorry, Michelle.
Yeah, totally fun. So anyway, okay, and then we're gonna go ahead and get our dressing ready. You could just mix this up in a bottle, but I wanted to show you our manual food processor. This is great for chopping up onions. So again, I did onions with the Rapid Prep mandolin, but I could have chopped them up in here. You can chop, you know, your onions, your peppers. You can make salsa with this. You can make guacamole with it, but it's also a good little salad dressing emulsifier kind of thing. So this is a poppy seed dressing. I've got a little bit of white wine vinegar, a little bit of oil, poppy seeds, and sugar in here already. And we're going to go ahead and add some lemon zest. This is our zester, and it locks into a couple of different positions. So when I'm going to use it, you can, you know, open it up and zest right onto whatever you're making, or you can lock it. I like to kind of use it on my cutting board, as you're going to see here. And then we're just going to take our lemon and just kind of run that on the blade. Now, this is also good, not just for zesting, but I use it for Parmesan cheese. So if you need, you know, Parmesan cheese on any of your food, this thing does an amazing job for that as well. Now, I assume you guys are all familiar with zesting, but if you're not, you always just want to get the yellow part, or if you're doing a lime, just the green part. Stick with the color part. If you go too deep, you're going to get to what's called the pith. It's the white part, and it's really, really bitter. But the yellow part, or the color part, is the zing, or the zest. And it just adds so much brightness to your food. So anyway, so that's why I like to zest. I didn't used to know what it was, and I didn't have a zester. So I was like, oh, I don't know what to do. So I never added it to my food, but I just find it just adds so much. And you can just see how I just kind of go around. I just kind of keep moving it around so that I'm getting the yellow parts and I'm not getting into the white. And this is super sharp, so you don't need to, you know, push very hard. But there you go. Look at all this nice zest that we got. Let me show you here close to the camera. But look at that. Is that not beautiful? And if you guys could smell it, it just smells so good right now. It's just like, oh, love, love, love all that fresh flavor. Okay, so add our zest. And then we're going to add a little bit of juice to this as well. Oops, we missed. And I need about 2 tablespoons. I love this little guy. These are our easy read measuring cups, and I don't think I can get this. Trying to get, there you go. The measure markings are on the inside of the cup. So who remembers home ec class when you were taught to measure liquids and you're supposed to like bend over to make sure that it's level? Everybody remember that? We're all going to show our age, right? That we all took home ec. Anyway, with this, when you're pouring your liquids in, you just read from the top. You just look right down and you'll see the measurement. So you don't have to do any little calisthenics or whatever. And this set, you get this little 1/4 cup measure, which I love when I'm doing marinades and things, but you also get a 1 cup and a 2 cup and a 4 cup measure. So it's a really nice set for like everything that you are, you know, any of your liquids that you're measuring. Okay, and then we're going to do our lemon, as I said. Citrus press has these holes in the bottom. It looks like you would take your lemon and put it in like this, right? Because of the shape of it, but you're better off to turn it upside down like this. You're going to get a whole lot more juice out of it. And I only need about 2 tablespoons, so we're just going to juice to that. But there is so much more juice in here. Actually, we're just going to take it all. There's not that much extra. But there's my 2 tablespoons that we're going to add. And basically what it does is it kind of inverts that lemon. So you can see how you got all that juice out of there. The seeds stay behind, your hands are not messy. And, you know, if you're adding fresh, you know, citrus to your foods, it's just so much easier to do it that way. And then just put your lid on. And then all you do is just pump the handle. I've got sun coming in pretty bright. Hold a sec. It's that time of day in my kitchen. And then just pump the handle. Sorry for the shaking of the camera. And that mixes up your dressing. And there it is. It's all ready to go. Now, again, that same mechanism, that would be chopping your onions, making your salsa, anything like that. So it's a really versatile tool, but I did want to make the dressing with that. Now, I'm not quite ready to eat my salad, so I'm not going to put the dressing on it, but because again, that's what makes it soggy, but you would just take your dressing and toss it with your salad when you're ready to eat. Let me get the chicken out so you guys can see that. Do you guys have any questions on anything that I've shown you so far? Everybody on board?
Yep.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay, so here is our chicken. And it's probably not that hot anymore. Nope, I can at least get the handle off. Okay, here we go. Now, actually, I probably did not even take 8 minutes. I can see it's a little overcooked, but there's our chicken. I don't know if you can see that steam coming out of there. Chicken is yummy. It's going to be juicy and delicious. I don't know if you can see there's some juice floating around in the bottom there. Do you see that juice? Let me cut this up for you. And again, I wish you guys, because seeing is one thing, tasting is another. If you guys could taste this, you would be totally like blown away about how good this is. Now, the salad chopper, as I said, is kind of a dual scissors. There's kind of 2 blades, and it's kind of curved so that you can kind of go along the side of your bowl. Now, the reason it's called a salad chopper is that it was actually intended for chopped salad. Throw your lettuce and your cabbage and your onions and your peppers and whatever in a bowl and chop them up. I'm going to try to turn this so that you guys can see what I'm doing. But us consultants have found that it does an amazing job on chicken. So you can just see how now some people, as I said, like to hold it like a traditional scissors. I think I have a little bit more strength in my hands if I do it this way. But there we go. Yummy, yummy chicken. And I'll show you again a close up with this cut. And again, I'm not going to add it to my salad because we're not quite ready to eat, but there's our chopped chicken. And it is so juicy and delicious.
Yeah.
Again, tasting it, you would never, ever believe that it was cooked in the microwave because it's not chewy or rubbery or, anything like that. So that's just a great way, especially too, like it seems like a lot of us, like you were saying, you make chicken to go into, I don't know, chicken enchiladas or a chicken pasta dish or whatever.
Yeah.
So it's really nice to have a quick, easy way to do that. And you saw how fast it was while you're getting the rest of your ingredients together. That chicken is cooking and done. So
So
And
are
I
there
take
other
2
ways?
forks and tear it up. But
Say
what
that
you just used was yeah.
yeah.
Nice.
So that's our salad. So we have our beautiful salad here. I'll let you guys get kind of a closer look at that. And again, I'll toss that, but that's our cucumbers, our onions, our strawberries, the spinach. We're going to add the chicken. We're going to add the dressing, toss that up. And I've made it times, without chicken. Like if you need it more like a side dish, this is beautiful and delicious just as is. But I like to, again, this is going to be our dinner. So I add the protein to it and it just kind of makes more of a meal with it. So,
Nice.
so super yummy. I will share the recipe with you guys tomorrow. Like I said, I'll post so back in table, I'll post the recording. So let your friends know if they missed it. I'll post the recipe there if you guys would like that for the salad. And the other thing too, like back in table, if you guys haven't had a chance to explore, that's the virtual party site with this party. And I've got more demos. I've got more recipes.
Yeah.
There's colored boxes kind of at the top of the screen that I forget, like ones like coffee trends and snacky ideas and whatever.
Yeah.
Any of those that look of interest to you, just click on that. That's a topic button. And then within that, it'll open up like 4 or 5 posts to kind of support that, to give you, again, a recipe or a kitchen tip or a tool that would help with that or whatever. And I really think you guys would just love all the information that I have in there. So questions on the recipe or questions on table and how that platform works? Okay, then the last thing I want to share with you guys is a couple of specials. As I said, this is a fundraiser for Omicron Zeta. 50% of the sales will be donated to your organization. So not only do you guys, order, but share the link like you did with a sister, a family member, whatever. You guys can post. Susan can get the link to you. You can post on Facebook. You can email, text, whatever, the link to your friends, send it on Messenger. All orders will ship directly to whoever places the order. So, if you got friends in California or New York City or wherever, it doesn't matter where they live, they can participate. Their order will ship directly to them. And by the way, you Ohio people, lucky you, order before tomorrow, right?
End of tomorrow.
Okay. Yeah. order before tomorrow and get your free tax, because it is coming up with free tax on your, if it's shipping to Ohio, you're getting free tax. So
Right.
take advantage.
We had we only had 4 people so far that have taken that
Yeah, so yeah,
advantage of that.
who
So
wants to pay
yeah.
tax, right?
I
Gosh,
know, Denise. I got them written down here.
yeah, I'm like, I'm jealous. I'm like, Colorado doesn't have anything like that. I need that. So,
Well, and they extended it to
yeah.
a whole week
Oh
this
my
time.
gosh.
I
Yeah,
know.
I was gonna say, and I heard like some states do like on school supplies or clothing,
Uh-huh.
whatever. And it's like anything, like
Anything $500 and less. And Dave
yeah,
went to the mall today. He said it was crazy.
yeah.
He
Oh,
said
I can
crazy.
imagine. Yeah. Now that
Oh,
you're
yeah.
getting to the end. So
Mhm.
anyway, so we got
Well,
that
I
done. You got
wasn't gonna wait.
yeah.
Susan would beat me.
Good for you. So thank you. So anyway, and then to let you guys know, there is a button on one of these topic buttons that says what's new in August, I think is what it says. And these are all these specials that I'm going to go through with you. But with a $90 order, you can get a set of these Twix-It clips. I love these. These clip your chip bags, your frozen veggie bags, anything that needs to be clipped, it will clip that shut for you. Or you could choose the close and I'm sorry, the what do we call it? The cut and seal. I can't remember the name. The cut and seal. This will do like Uncrustables. So if you have like little kids, grandkids that like the Uncrustables, you can make your own with this. Or if you don't want either of the products, you could go ahead and select that. We'll make a donation to Feeding America on your behalf. So those are the free gifts with a $90 order. And then we have a couple of items on sale. And these are, I'll show you these in person. Down here, these are a whole bunch of our silicone tools, our silicone mitts that you saw me using. This is a hot pad we have, and then we have 2 cheese graters here. These are all 20% off. And let me just kind of show you up close the silicone tools. They are super nice, non-stick, no problem. You can go ahead and use them to no damage on that, but they are heat resistant to like 450 degrees. So you're not going to get them all melty and goopy and yucky. They have a either a metal or a nylon core, so they're very sturdy, durable. They're not going to snap and break on you, but just a really nice set. So there's a couple of sets. There's some individual ones, but they're all 20% off. And then we are introducing some brand new bakeware. We have a Brilliance line of cookware, and we're adding these baking pans to it. So there are 2 sets that are available to you. One set is a sheet pan and a 9x13 pan and an 8x8 pan. These 2 pans here, not the sheet pan, have lids with them. Or you can get a set of 2 long loaf pans. And this is the long loaf pan. Basically, the 2 loaf pans, if they were to be put together, are the size of a 9x13. So anytime, what I'm liking about these pans is like if you make a casserole, and again, I'm an empty nester, I can make it into 2 pans and I can put the lid on one and freeze one for later. And then I can, cook and serve one for now, or you can give one to a friend or, whatever the case may be. Super duper non-stick, like nothing sticks to this. I made lasagna, and normally, your pans are all like cheesy and goopy and yucky and hard to clean. You have to soak them. Not with this, like it comes right out, and they're dishwasher safe. So super non-stick and dishwasher safe. So you could, and these are coming out in September, but we're doing an early release. So if you are interested in either of those sets, they are on sale as the set, and you can get those early by ordering with this party. So I did want to point that out to you and just let you guys know that that is part of, like I said, what's new in August. That will have all the specials for you in addition to this being a fundraiser. So with that, I think I'm done yakking unless you guys have any other questions, or as I say, oh, you wanted to see the air fryer, right? Because
Yeah, Michelle, are you paying attention?
Probably not.
Well,
okay.
Yes, I am.
Okay, good. I'll
Okay,
pull
so
that out. And then as I
am.
say, I'm in my pampered kitchen. So really the entire catalog, almost the entire I mean, I own it all. It might not quite be at my fingertips, but it's all here. So if there's something you're curious about besides the air fryer, I'm going to go get that right now. Then you guys can, I can pull something out and kind of do a quick little demo for you. So let me grab the air fryer real quick.
Okay. She's going to demo that air fryer we talked about.
Yes, I heard.
Okay. I know that pan she just brought out is new because the one I circled is not I don't think is nice, but I don't want a whole set, so I don't know. I'll have to figure
Yeah,
out.
I say, and then we also have, there's a line of blue bakeware, a teal blue color.
Yeah, yeah,
That is now really the only difference on that is it's not dishwasher safe. So the teal blue you would have to hand wash.
okay.
The lids stick up a little bit more. I've got the pan here. I'll just show you.
I was looking at the eight, it's a square one, 8-inch square, and it had a lid.
Yep, it does.
Yeah, that's why I was looking at
I'll
it.
just show you this.
Kristen, I have a question about the non-stick pan, the
Yes.
super long one.
Yes.
So if I were to make like banana bread or pumpkin bread or something like that in that, how much would I increase the recipe, or would I increase the recipe?
You don't have to, it would be a thinner loaf, but basically you could do, I'm getting ready, I'm just kind of speaking, these are new, I'm just testing them out myself, so I'm speaking from other consultants.
Okay.
About 1.5 to 2 times the recipe, so you could do a double recipe in here easily. It would
Okay.
hold up to that. I'm about to make for church, I need to make like 4 loaves of banana bread. So I'm going to do 2 loaves in each, basically the equivalent of 2 loaves in each pan. So they'll be pretty big. But like I said, 1.5 to 2 loaves per pan. If you stuck with your traditional recipe, they just wouldn't be quite as, quite as tall. So they're a little bit
Okay.
longer than your traditional. So
How
on
much are those?
pans, you can see how that lid fits flat basically.
Mhm.
If you were to get these pans, you see how the lid sits up. So they
Yes.
both have lids. It's just kind of how the lid fits differently. And then the lighter blue, these are not dishwasher safe. And there
Okay.
has been reported, not that it matters, it doesn't change how it cooks, but if you do like lasagna, things that have that could dye it, like you could get some staining from the tomato sauce, or you could get some staining from like turmeric, things like that in these lighter pans. With the darker pan, you're not going to have that staining. So, but it doesn't influence how it cooks. And again, it is also super duper nonstick.
Okay, so but the dark one has to be bought as a kit, doesn't it?
Yes, with
There's
this part,
multiple.
because yeah, it's only being offered as a set if you wanted the 8x8.
Set. Yeah, that's what I'm looking at.
But maybe you could divide up a set among a couple of you. If one wants a baking sheet and one wants a 9x13 or whatever, you could certainly do.
Yeah, I'm
anyway.
looking at the 8-inch one with the lid, because that would be practical.
Yeah. Yeah. So if you only
No,
want
they're all good.
yeah, if you only want the 8-inch, then I would say, go with this. You're not going to go wrong with this. Or you could wait till September when they're going to be available open stock in September, but then that won't be your party. So
That's true. Yeah, that's
okay.
true.
So this is the air
And-
fryer, and I don't have it plugged in, but basically it has all these different settings. So air fry is your highest temperature and the highest air flow around. And that's where most people are thinking, like you get your crispy French fries, you get your crispy chicken nuggets without the oil, because it's a high temperature and you got that air circulating around. But then you can also adjust it down to roast or bake, so like a lower temperature and less air. So it's really just like an oven. Really anything you would cook in your oven in a small pan. So like even some of Pampered Chef's pans will fit in here, not the 8x8, but like our small stone bar pan, our with the grill pans, the small one fits in there. So any kind of small pan, you can, and I'll open this up so that you can see it. And then you have a rotisserie setting. So with the rotisserie, it comes with a rotisserie rod. So you could do like a rotisserie chicken in here, or I do like pork tenderloin or a tri-tip steak, stick that on the rod. There's a little motor that rotates it around and it cooks. It is absolutely delicious. Or it comes with this basket that you can put like your French fries in here. And then you put that on the rotisserie and then it rotates around. So it just kind of helps it to cook evenly. So that's the rotisserie setting. And then it has a reheat setting, which makes the best leftover pizza, the best leftover nachos. It's just as if you did it the first time. And then there is also, and I don't have my glasses on, so I can't read it. The dehydrate setting. So you can do dehydrated fruits. So like you could take your sliced strawberries like we did here, and it comes with these trays. Let me put the camera back down. So it comes with these. So you can cook either on these trays or with the rotisserie. So you have the option, again, you can rotate your food around in the basket, or you can cook on the trays. I always say if it's messy, you're going to cook on the trays. If it's not messy, you're going to put it on the in that basket. So the dehydrate setting, you can put your like bananas or your strawberries or your, I do herbs. Like if I have leftover cilantro that I don't know what to do with, I'll lay that on there and dehydrate it. It's dried herbs, dried parsley. So you can use that setting a lot as well. So you can see how big it is. It actually, I have 3 shelves in here, but it actually only comes with 2. So let me pull that out. So yeah, have a more realistic, but you can see it's really kind of family size. I mean, you could do, if you're doing, chicken strips on here, you could do a couple of chicken breasts worth on here. But again, nice that you can, have different times, different temperatures, and different ways to cook. So
Okay.
does that kind of give you a good visual? Or
Yeah,
any
that's what I wanted to see.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Any question, like maybe you guys have some ideas of what you would cook with it and like how would you cook with it, or hadn't thought that far yet?
Well, I have an air fryer, but it has 2 baskets. It's a dual one,
Yeah.
So with that, I would just have to be sure I can still use the same food in it. I just have to time it probably because usually the temperature is the same for the 2 things that I'm doing. I'm
Right.
cooking fast food stuff for my granddaughter. That's
Right.
what she
And I mean, that's why everybody likes it. You can get the chicken
Mhm.
nuggets or the, whatever, French fries, the pizza pockets, all that kind of stuff, like super crispy as if it was fried, but it's not.
I like the dehydrator part of it though too.
Yeah, I do too. I
I don't know if
actually
I
use
can do
that
that.
way more than I thought I would. Like I was like, well, I've never dehydrated anything in my life, but now that I have it, I use it all the time. So
Jamie probably like that, Michelle.
yeah. And it makes really good beef jerky. I don't know if you guys are into beef jerky, but that dehydrate setting, you can do beef jerky and it is amazing. So it does come, just so you know, I don't have it quite handy, a recipe user guide, and it takes you through the different settings, as well as just kind of a generic chart of how to cook chicken, how to cook your vegetables, how to do whatever. So it makes it really easy to help you convert your regular recipes into using the air fryer. But then it also gives you some specific recipes. So you really get a feel for how the different settings work. And I really recommend start with those recipes and then explore from there.
Yeah. Okay. It looks cool. Looks like a good one.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Okay.
I have a long list. I can't afford it. I have to get another job.
Well, that's when you either host another party. We can do this every year for you guys, or you join me as a consultant because then you always have discounts at your fingertips.
Then all my friends would say, "Don't even talk to me."
Oh, no.
They diss me.
That's what you need to do, Susan. You need to have another job.
Right.
Why?
Because
I told Dave I wasn't going back to work, so there you are.
you retired twice. You left me.
Aside,
Dana.
no side hustle for me.
You guys are
Not this week.
Anyway,
I thought about it, but no.
well, if you think a little more, let me know. Anyway, do you guys have any other questions or any other tools that I could pull out and give you a quick little demo of?
One, ladies, now's your chance if you think you're gonna buy or order something, if you want to see it. She's probably got it. Hope somewhere in there.
Yep.
I have a question on the cup slicer. Can you use like hard-boiled eggs
Yes.
in that?
Yes, it's great on hard-boiled eggs.
Okay, great.
And perfect size, like 1 egg, just right on top. You get nice slices. You can kind of chop with it if you want it more chopped up, like for egg salad or something.
Okay, great, thanks.
I love it because it's just once you got your product out on your cutting board, just a chunk, 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 and everything looks nice and neat.
Yep. And
Yeah.
well, that's it. It's like it's all going to be sliced the same
Mhm.
size, which is what you want, and it just looks pretty.
This
So.
is so much easier than getting a knife and doing the slicing and all that other
It's
stuff.
fun. I think cooking should be fun, right?
Well, I don't always take that tact, but yes, okay. I was one other thing that I've been pondering, and I don't know if you have it and if you want to mess with it, but it's a garlic, the
Prep
garlic press. I use it garlic in everything.
The garlic press or the garlic.
Well, it's the
oh. They're both right here.
garlic prep. Sorry.
Okay. You're gonna get it all. So
Look
okay.
at that drawer she's got. God,
I
it's
know.
all organized.
Okay, it's all pampered chef. I said everything's at my fingertip. So the garlic press, you just put your clove of garlic in here.
Well, that isn't it. That isn't it. It's the prep.
Yep. And that,
That,
so
that
that's gonna
little
be-
white, that's it.
Yeah, that'll be your most intense flavor. Then the garlic, this guy, this allows you to get a more mellow flavor of garlic. So you can slice it. I don't know if you can see the blades there.
Yeah, I see it.
So you would, and I've got garlic. Let me just give you a quick little demo.
I cut up garlic all the time. I put it in all kinds of stuff, and it's not, sometimes it's nice and neatly done. Sometimes it's hurried. And I think, oh, there's this garlic gadget I could use.
So
And
the way
make it
this
so
works,
much nicer. And no, you're not coming here, Denise, so don't even. I read it.
so it comes with, so you do have to peel the garlic. So it comes with this little tube. This is your garlic peeler. So you put your clove of garlic in there and just kind of give it a little rub, and the skin comes right off, as you can see here.
Okay.
Usually comes out easier than it did, but let me give it a,
That's going to give you a hard time.
okay, so there, so the skin's all off. Also comes with this little cleaning brush if you have anything that sticks to it. If you don't have a press and you want some more kind of intense flavor, this has like little nubbies on it. So you can take your garlic clove and rub it on there and get that intense flavor. But it's really more designed for slicing and dicing. So this side is going to slice. So you take your clove of garlic and you just put it on here. Move all this aside here. And you just push down. And there is, oops.
That's a pretty, yeah, that's a fine slice, isn't it?
Yeah.
Real
So
fine.
there's your, not too fine, but I'll pull one out so you can see it.
Okay. Oh, yeah. Okay.
And then the other side again would be dicing. So you would normally have a whole clove, but just for sake
Sure.
of time, I'm just going to take the slices and put them in here. But you would take your whole clove of garlic and give it a pop, same thing as we did before. And now you have your little dices in there.
Okay.
So the more you processed it is, the more intense the flavor. So sliced would be the most mellow, diced would be a little bit more intense, and then pressed would be the most. And
Okay.
I like to use the sliced and the diced, like if I'm going to do like a stir fry and I have hot oil that I kind of want to infuse with the garlic flavor.
Right. Right.
If you use the sliced or the diced, because it's a bigger piece of garlic, it won't burn up on you. So it actually will infuse the flavor. If you do pressed garlic and that hot oil, it tends to just burn that up too quickly. So,
Okay.
and this all goes in the dishwasher for easy cleanup. So,
Well, you know, in the cooking shows, they put that garlic on a table and they take the flat side of a chef's knife, smack it, which flattens it. Then they take the skin off, then they start chopping it up. And I thought, it's
and
just
I'm not a chef. I always say I'm pampered. It's
pampered.
I do it. It's like
Okay.
if it comes to knife skills, I have like zero because I have all the fun tools that let me do it. And I look like I know what I'm doing, but I really, if it came to using a knife, I would know nothing.
The good thing is you can put them in the dishwasher because I have to wash all that. It's like a nah, not getting that
That's
out.
all. I just throw it all in the dishwasher and
Right.
okay. Any other questions or
That
anything else?
that was my thing. I wanted to see you use it. So I don't know. I guess that's it. Girls, anybody got any questions?
Else?
They got your list ready.
Well,
We had a
thank you
great show
guys
last
for-
year.
Thank you guys for joining live because this is always so much fun and nice to meet you guys. This way it makes it like more of a real party, like as opposed to just, shopping online or whatever. So I'm really glad we had this time and I appreciate you guys taking time out to join us.
Kristin, two of these girls are
Thank
my
you.
daughters.
Oh, okay. Michelle, you said was a daughter. Who else is your daughter?
Amanda.
Oh, hi, Amanda. Nice to
What
meet
about
you.
me? What
This
about
is my, and the one who's talking, who I'm trying to ignore, is my old boss.
She's like your work wife or something.
Oh, boss. And then
I-
my next door neighbor who's getting the jelly.
I know, I just had a birthday. I understand the old part. However, I have placed my order already, just like a good little sister
I'm
should.
So good.
And
Yeah.
Deb is our guest. She is Judy's sister.
Wonderful.
Welcome, welcome. Yay.
I'm so sorry, Deb. I'm sorry.
Denise,
I
What?
trust my behavior. Point about how
That's what makes this
people
party fun. We get to see everybody's personality.
And Amanda and Michelle, we're going to Mom's to Eat.
Yeah.
There you go.
Sounds good to me.
Yeah, I wish you guys lived closer. I wish you guys could all be here and help me eat because it's gonna
I
be
would
delicious.
love it. I wish they could all come too, because she lives in the most beautiful part of the world, which is Colorado.
It is
It's beautiful, beautiful. out
Except
there.
it's on fire right now, so you know.
Oh, that's not
Yeah,
good.
mine
That's not good.
details. I have another friend in Colorado.
Oh, what part of Colorado?
She is, gosh, I can't remember the name of the city. She's a little bit north of Denver.
North of.
And I was actually just with her in Columbus
Oh, okay, nice.
last
Nice.
week, so that was nice. That's Susanna. Susan was helping me with all the treasure stuff, but
You know who didn't get on with Susan Fillions? She was just in Colorado. She went to her aunt's 90th birthday party. I should have been bugging her, but I bet Carly has practice tonight.
probably.
And I
Yeah.
think Susan already placed an order as well, so.
Yeah, she's
Oh,
already ordered.
Good, I placed my order before.
But I'm
I
glad you joined us anyway, so it's
was
always fun to see
good.
everybody.
Well, she knows if, never mind. I'd say, where
But
are you on the
yeah,
call?
She'll call me. She'll make sure I place an order. However, I like the little gadgets as opposed to all the big things because I'm here alone and I only cook a little bit and then I go to Susan's house to eat.
Oh, there you go.
Yeah. Oh, there's so much stuff that
Well, then
I'll
maybe
just-
you need to buy her something that she can cook something for you. You don't need it in your kitchen,
Yeah.
but then she can use it for you.
Ooh, I'm liking the way that Kristin thinks. Because we do exchange Christmas gifts. Now, birthday, it's a little too late for birthday because we just had our birthdays.
you got a good birthday.
However, Christmas is an option and that's a good idea.
There you go.
I
So,
see so many things I want in here that we don't have yet. So I keep looking and I'll put an order in and we'll just see.
Your
Well,
mother's wrong, Michelle, okay? Your mom is wrong. Amanda, I know. That's why we love Aunt Denise.
guys, you're cracking me up.
I hope that I thank you so much, Kristin,
Oh,
for
no,
your
thank you.
time.
I'm so glad.
And they get to see, I want these ladies to see who this wonderful person is who does
Oh,
this
thank you.
party for us and gives us such a 50% is amazing.
Yeah,
Amazing.
I'm happy to do it because you guys, like I said, it's my heart. So it's a great
And,
organization, and I know you guys will do good with the money. So
I was thinking I should have sent these messages out. I sent them to Gamma Province, but I should have said, hey, she's a sorority sister, because I'm not sure. Some of those girls probably know you, but some probably don't.
yeah, probably. I
just-
mean,
I'll overlook that item.
yeah. So well, when you do your last call, you can put that in there. Like, by the way,
If you guys, you're gonna miss a good chance to support an organization, and our consultant happens to be a sister. So that's a big deal.
Truly,
Big deal to me.
we joke and we have fun, Kristin, but we really do appreciate it because it's a way for all of us to have a win-win and to help the
Mhm.
organizations that are near and dear to our hearts. So we really do appreciate it.
absolutely. So well, like I said, and I like to use my business for good. So it's all good.
All right, ladies, are we gonna go? Let's go to finish the rest of our evening.
Have a nice night, you guys.
Thank
Bye,
you.
guys.
Bye-bye.
Thank you. Bye.